Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about Guitar Center scams. So, it's not technically a scam from Guitar Center. It is a scammer using Guitar Center's name in order to steal your money. So, you'll see something like an advertisement pop up saying, "Oh, Guitar Center, great deal." 50% off Gibson Les Paul. A $3,000 Les Paul is now $1,500, and you think, oh wow, that must be a steal of a deal. Maybe it's a color that's not selling well or something. I'm gonna go buy that right now. You click on it, and then boom, you spend the money. Takes you to a website that looks extremely similar to Guitar Center, but it's not Guitar Center. Then the next thing you know, you're at the money and you're having fun with PayPal or Venmo or Cash App or your bank account or whoever you use to pay that bill. I think maybe KDH possibly did a similar video to this. We'll take a look, though. So I saw the price, thought it was a great deal. Scammers are targeting Guitar Center customers. Here's how not to get caught. So fake websites are on the rise, and they're targeting music companies like Guitar Center. How prevalent are fake online guitar stores pretending to be your favorite realtor? As it turns out, prevalent enough to be costing ordinary people thousands as guitar players. Darren Mass recently found out for himself. Mass was the target of a phishing scam in which a fraudster created a website that looked like Guitar Center's online store and lured him into buying what he thought was a cut price Gibson Les Paul. Ha, that's ironic. I didn't even read this article when I mentioned the Les Paul. For those unaware, phishing is the fraudulent practice of deceiving people into giving away their personal details like passwords, personal information, or credit card details. And according to the Better Business Bureau, this year it could be on the rise. Yeah, if anything looks too good to be true, if you get a weird link from a weird email, check who the email is actually from that they're sending it to you. I know I got a really weird one recently about gun silencers. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive they are fully illegal in my state, so I would have no reputable company would sell me one, even if I wanted one. Let's put it that way. I don't know if they're illegal or really hard to get, or you gotta have a special permit. Regardless, I do not have a silencer. And it was I was like, that's the weirdest email. You can also, a good way to do it is like put the headline of the email or whatever into Google and just type in scam after it and see if you get any results. So let's go back to the story here. In the case of Darren Mass, he saw a Facebook ad seemingly from Guitar Center advertising a Gibson Les Paul for 123,156. I thought it was going to be 123,456. No, but weird price though, $1,231.56. Usually retailers end stuff in a 0 or a 9, so that's something to keep in mind too. That might help you. Not always, but it's usually like a $5,000 guitar they're going to say is $4,999.99, something along those lines. He was quickly lured in. Let's face it, at that price, we'd all have a look. Yeah, no, at that price, I'd probably have a look too. As Mass explains to the New 6 Orleans, he believed that it was a great price and didn't think it too suspect, as it was also a sale price. He proceeded to go through the order process and placed what he thought was a legitimate order. Shortly after, though, he received an email confirming his money had gone to someone named Shane Griffin, not Guitar Center. Mass says this was the moment he realized he had been tricked. He later examined the URL and the site he had been taken to, which read guitarcenter-us.com, not the legitimate one, which is just guitarcenter.com. Yeah, it is very frustrating when the scammers are getting so good to the point that they're making the website. They're basically copying the entire website. I guess there is some way to do that. I don't know how to. And then they are just like slightly modifying it. Very annoying. I'm sure I'm not the only one that they scammed. Mass said they're hunting people like this, and it's sad. At present, Mass is disputing the charges with his credit card company. Yes, try to typically use a credit card online, because then you can dispute the charges, or some sort of payment where you have the ability to dispute charges. It's a very bad position to be in, and you feel very vulnerable, he says. Now, the only way that they might get away with this is if the person that took the money from him, typically what they'll do is they will still send you something, but it won't be to your exact address. It'll just be in the general area, and it'll give you a tracking number, and they can provide that tracking number to the credit card company and show that it was delivered. Maybe they shipped a water bottle to Bob's Storage or something, and then they can be like, oh, look, it got delivered to that area. But most reputable credit card companies will realize that it did not get shipped to the correct address. At least that's been my experience. At present, Mass is disputing the charges. It's a very bad position to be in, and you feel very vulnerable, he says. Thankfully, as phishing scams like this have been around for a long time, experts have become savvy in how to avoid them. As Holly Salmons, CEO of the Better Business Bureau, explains, customers should avoid clicking on ads that show up on social media feeds. Go yourself directly to the business and then look for the product that you're trying to search for. Those direct links could be what get you in trouble, she says. It's also worth noting that social media ads are relatively inexpensive to run, especially if the target is a small subset of the population, which is more likely to fall victim to a phishing scam. Like older, less tech-savvy people, for example, if a scammer spends $20 on a Facebook ad targeting people over the age of 60, they could reach hundreds of potential victims. And if just one makes a purchase, like a $1,200 purchase, in the case of the Guitar Center scam, it's a very high ROI. I'm not sure what ROI stands for, but they get a decent chunk of change. Let's put it that way. Put simply, if you see what seems like it's a good deal in a social media advertisement, open another tab in your browser and search for the deal yourself. If it doesn't show up, obviously, and straight away on the purported retailer's website, don't go any further. Additionally, you should watch out for unusually low prices. We are all lured in by good deals. That's how they work. But if it's significantly less than the same or similar products offered on other realtors' websites, chances are it's too good to be true. And finally, be sure to look out for subtle visual hints on any web page you visit, which could suggest it's fakes, like misspellings or strange formatting that don't look familiar. So I just want to add additionally to that, you have the ability to block ads on Facebook, or be like, I don't want to see any more ads from this specific person. You can report ads. Do anything and everything you can, report them if you have the ability to do so. That way Facebook hopefully looks into it and gets rid of them, because Facebook as a company, you would think, it doesn't want to be riddled with a bunch of fake advertisements that are scamming people, because that's going to piss a lot of people off and they will stop using their website. So hopefully they have some sort of anti-scam team targeting this stuff. I know I've had certain things like Marketplace just stopped working for a month or two, which was very extremely annoying, and I have no idea why. It just gets kind of aggravating, and you want to make everything work correctly, and then if it doesn't and you get scammed, you get really, really angry. I think the worst one I ever went to, but never actually gave them money, was a YouTube giveaway thing. I don't remember who it was. I can't remember exactly who it was. I know I took pictures of the conversation. I have them screenshotted somewhere. And this is also a scam that goes around too, so another type of scam. And it said, hey, congratulations. You won a brand new Apple iPhone or something along those lines. And it looked exactly like the channel. And it was like, hey, let's go to WhatsApp and get your information. So they took my name, my address, I'm assuming my phone number possibly, and they were like, okay, here's a group of products you can choose from. And, all you have to do is pay the $50 shipping charge. It was like a flat rate $50 shipping charge. And I was like, sorry, I don't have the money. And then I started looking into it further. And found out that was indeed a scam, and that kind of sucks, because I guess they would just send me things having my address, but 9 out of 10, they don't care about your name and address or any of that nonsense. And I noticed every time he kept, trying to confirm the address with me, he kept putting in a different city. I was like, no, it's not this city, it's this city. So I was like, why do you keep messing up the city over and over again? That's not the city, I said. I was like, you're going to send it to the wrong location. So that kind of was like a bit of a weird thing, too, that they're going to send it out to maybe a non-existent address. And as I said, you'll have a tracking number, but ultimately you lose $50. That one, $50 versus $1,000, that's a big difference, but still them scamming you out of any money is never a fun deal, and it's nothing that I would ever personally want to deal with. And I hope you don't have to either. It's kind of crazy out there. Maybe get a VPN. Definitely password protect any type of routers you have. Do not do any type of banking or personal information on a public network. Like if you go to like a McDonald's or a Starbucks or something and connect to their Wi-Fi, it's not password protected. Don't do any banking. People can easily steal your information. Always do it at home with password protected things. Don't click on weird links. Check who the email is coming from. I constantly get spam in my old Yahoo email that I use, and it's kind of annoying. It'll even give me a Facebook friend's name, and I've changed my Facebook password and my email password multiple times, and I still get this one weird email saying so and so sent you photos. Click on the link to see them, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But you just got to be wary. Ultimately, be wary. This is just another scam. I'm sure there'll be a new one in another month or so. Whenever the heck this one becomes too relevant, they always switch up their way to market them, if you will. But until next time, subscribe, notification bell, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And as always, have a good one.